Here we go, the raw materials. One sheet of 3/4 inch 4x8, bunch of 2x4s, and this stuff, Luan, which is thinner than 1/4 inch, but I got 3 layers. Hopefully it'll do the job. It's nice and smooth. Should be nice for reverts and stuff. But yeah, and there's a coping here. This is a heavy duty, 6 feet, 6 inches long. I guess I'll use all of it. I'll make it that wide, the ramp. And yeah, got all the stuff I need. I don't know if I'm gonna start this today. I'll draw it out. I'll draw out the transitions for sure, but I don't know. We'll see how far I get today. So the surfacing is gonna add up to 5/8 in the end. It should be pretty good. I'll just use extra 2x4s. Got some more over there. So yeah, it should be all right. So here we go. For the side panels of the ramp, here we go. Here's my transition, 6-foot transition. And I have a 2-foot platform here. And on top of that flat top is gonna be 3/4 inch, which is this piece up here. It's gonna go on top of the ramp. Now the 3 layers of Luan that I have, like this is the thickness of it here, my finger. That's gonna be 5/8. Yeah, so if I layer 3 of those coming down the transition, they're gonna end up, this is the full 4 feet. So it's just gonna be short of that. So the top layer will hit the ground. So yeah, it's tight. And I figured out the coping. This is my, the radius or the diameter of the coping, the circumference there. I'm gonna have a 2x4 here, support the top 2x4 of the curve of the ramp. The rib is here. And I'm thinking of drilling a hole at the bottom of that coping and threading a bolt through this 2x4 and putting a nut in there and tightening it down that way. It should work. I think I could probably find some bolts that'll be that length, that'll fit in here pretty good. And yeah, I think it's all mapped out. I think it's good. I think I can cut. And the other one's gonna go inverted here. So it's gonna be this one flipped over to there. And then I'm gonna have the platform up there, enough up there for the platform. Cut a piece from the top. Yeah, I think it should be good. Okay, for holding that coping on, I found some bolts that should be good to go there. And if it's a little, if the threads are not quite deep enough to catch there to fasten it down, I could probably go at a steeper angle here. Or I could put like a spacer, like another big nut at the bottom here to compensate. But you know, I think I could just put a steeper angle drill hole to fasten that coping down. Should work. There we go. One transition cut. So, looks pretty good. Part went pretty good just with the circular saw. Almost jammed a couple times, but it wasn't so bad. One done, one more to go. There, both transitions cut. 2-foot platforms, 6-foot transitions. I'll knock off the ends here. And yeah, it's pretty good, looking good. Okay, I pre-screwed all the rib screws on both sides. So it'll be nice and easy when putting the ribs in. No guesswork, they'll be there and should help. Well, here we go. Got all but 2 ribs put in, the ones that are gonna be next to the coping. I gotta wait till the coping's in before figuring those out. But yeah, it's all there. I put these ribs pretty close together because that plywood is pretty thin. I got 3 sheets of it, so that should be pretty good. That should be able to reinforce that thin plywood once it's on there. But yeah, it's coming along. Well, here we go. I measured out the coping to try to have the perfect reveal on top and from the surfacing. So I used this. So that's how much the coping is going to stick out of the sides. There's going to be, you know, the 3 layers here and 3/4 inch up here. You know, like here, it's going to be like this. That's going to be the thickness of the flat top. And then, yeah, it's kind of hard to see, but should be about 1/4 inch on top and maybe a little bit more than 1/8 inch on the front. Anyways, here we go. This is the thickness of the surfacing, and yeah, should be pretty good. Looks all right. Okay, quitting time for today. Yeah, I did enough already. I don't know how many hours I have put into this, but all the ribs are in, even the 2 ribs for the coping, front and back. Like the coping's not in there yet. It's not bolted in, but I'll do that tomorrow. But it looks pretty good, like with the thickness of the surfacing, and here, that thickness of the platform should be pretty nice. And yeah, just got to put the sheathing on tomorrow and bolt in the coping, screw down the flat top platform, and she's done. Feel pretty good about this. Yeah, done for today. Break time. Here we go. Day 2 of ramp build. It's pretty early, 10 to 7, and gonna finish up this guy this morning, hopefully. Yesterday I did 4 hours on it. I started pretty late. I think it was 3:30 when I started, or a little bit before. But yeah, worked 4 hours yesterday. Today, gonna finish it up right on. All right, I drilled the 2 holes in each end of the coping, and I drilled this hole here to accept this bolt to come through like that. Yeah, I drilled a couple pilot holes first, smaller bits going through to start before doing the big one, and seemed to work. It led it through pretty easily, and okay, I got to see if this will work, if this will line up. Okay, right on. I was able to do it. I don't know if you can see the nut in there, little washer. There's the bolt here. Then the other side worked too. They lined up. I couldn't believe it. Somehow it worked. Got this one too. Got the nut in there also. You can't really see it, but it's in there. About maybe 2 inches in, 2.5 inches in. Now I just got to tighten them up, and coping's fastened. Okay, the coping went on really good. It's tightened down. Sucker is not gonna budge. It's solid. And I screwed down the platform. That's all good. Like the how it joins the coping turned out great. There, that's nice and tight. And I got probably about 1/4 inch, maybe. Yeah, about that on top from here to the top of the pipe. Yeah, so that went pretty good. Now, put that stuff on here. Okay, it is now 20 after 8. Got the first layer on. Platform's done, coping's done, like I said. And there, I had to cut off that much. I don't know, it's about 2.5 inches is what it was on the end of the surfacing, you know, to allow for every new layer to come out a little bit further. And the top layer, I shouldn't have to cut at all. It should be just right. So there's still a little bit of, it's past, a little bit past this, just to give it a little bit of, you know, rigidity and not flopping up in the air, just to make sure it does touch the ground. Next one's probably gonna be about 1 inch longer, or maybe 1.5 inches. Or yeah, we'll see. And then the top layer, no cutting at all. It should just work perfectly. And also I might cut a wedge, a 2x4 wedge here to fit in there, just to give a little extra support, because this stuff is pretty flimsy, you know. we'll see. I might, yeah, I think I'll do that. A little wedge that's, you know, about this high, and then that tapers off just to give a little extra support down at the bottom. Because I'm not going to put a metal plate at the bottom. I'm not going to put, you know, like you usually see. So it's just going to be bare wood touching the ground, and that's what I'm going to be riding. So anyways, it's coming along good. The first layer went on pretty good. I didn't use that many screws because, you know, I'm putting 2 more layers, so there's going to be a lot of screws in this thing. I don't have to countersink. The screws go in really good without any messiness, you know, countersink themselves. This stuff is too thin to countersink with it anyways. So yeah, so far so good. Coming along. Well, it is 20 after 10 and it's finished. All done. Got the 3 layers on. Went on pretty good. No issues really. Coping is in there super good with the bolt. Platform screwed down. And underneath here, so I did that little wedge idea to give it just a little bit more support towards the end or the start of the surfacing. Yeah, it's a little bit annoying. It's floating here a little bit, but I think that'll settle. You know, these are just a little too springy right now. Once those sort of bend and humidity gets into them, I think the whole thing will settle down. But yeah, it's finished. And yeah, it looks pretty good. I haven't tried it yet. I'll give it a couple little kick turns in a bit, and then I'll go chill out, relax a little bit, change my clothes, put on some clothes that aren't super sweaty and full of dust, sawdust. And yeah, she's done. Okay, so I did a few kick turns, a rock to fakie, a drop in. I'm not gonna do anything too crazy right now. I'm pretty tired. It's pretty hot and humid. I'll just try it out, see what I can do that's not too crazy. That was scary. Okay, I think that's it. I don't got much in me. Pretty beat. It's very, very humid. Going up to 34 Celsius today. But it works. Not bad. Pretty stoked. When you come off of it, you have so much speed. I almost feel like putting a mattress against that wall for bashing into it. But yeah. Seems like the build was a success.